So we've got this radical equation. In order to get rid of square roots, we're going to square both sides, but before doing that, I need to isolate the radical. So get rid of this 4. Well, at least get rid of it from the left-hand side. Move it to the right-hand side by subtracting 4 from both sides. Okay, once the radical has been isolated on the left-hand side, then we can square both sides. This side needs to be squared. So on the left-hand side, the square and the square root will cancel each other out, leaving just x plus 2. Over here, you can multiply x minus 4 times x minus 4, and then use FOIL or the distributive property. Or you can do the shortcut, which is you square the first thing. For the middle term, you multiply these two things and then double the result. So when you multiply them, it's negative 4x. Double it, it's negative 8x. And then the last one is, you square the negative 4 is positive 16. Then we're going to need to use the quadratic formula, so everything needs to be put on one side, set it equal to 0, so subtract x from both sides, and subtract 2 from both sides. So we've got x squared minus 9x plus 14. Oh my goodness, that can be factored. That's rare. Usually we have to use the quadratic formula. Quadratic formula will always work. Factoring, it's a sometimes thing. And I think that this one can be factored. He says with hopeful glee. Let's see. Because I was thinking 2 and 7, a 2 and a 7 would add up to a 9, so if I use 2 and 7, and I use negative and negative, then the negative times negative will be positive 14. For the middle term, this would be negative 2x, this would be negative 7x, which it works. Yay! So then, you set this one equal to 0, and set this factor equal to 0, and so we get two answers, x equals 2 and x equals 7. Now with all solving of equations, you can always take the number, plug it back in, and check and make sure that it's right. When you do this process of squaring both sides, then you have to check the answers. Because it could be that this equation right here only has one solution, but because we squared both sides, we're now getting two solutions. So we now need to check. So for x equals 2, so it would be the square root of 2 plus 2, and then plus a 4. Does that equal x equals a 2? So does x equal 2 work? I don't think so, because this is going to be square root of 4. That means it's 2 plus 4. Does that equal 2? No. So this answer gets thrown out, doesn't work. Then check the 7. So it's going to be the square root of 7 plus 2 plus 4. Does that equal itself 7? So this is going to be 9. The square root of 9 is 3. So is 3 plus 4 equal to 7? Yes, that one works. So x equals 7 is the only solution.